Welcome, coming to you live, your place for all things World Powerhouse Wrestling, with your host, executive producer Jason Halbert, and WPW head referee Sherman Tank. This is Shane Jones bringing you Beyond the Curtain.
Hey, welcome everyone to another fan-freaking-tastic episode of Beyond the Curtain. Episode number... Trace. Right?
3.
Yeah, this is number 3, right?
Number 3.
Okay. Making sure. Been hitting it a couple of times. I wasn't sure I could count that high.
That would be Xavier Frost.
Huh?
That would be Xavier Frost that hit you. Just in case you didn't remember.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking when I was younger.
More than 3 times, just so we're clear.
Yeah, shut up. Anyway, let's see. Michael Lilly's on. Angie Masters both on. Hi. So, how the heck you guys been?
Oh, doing well. How about you?
Good. Let's get into introductions here. Give me a second.
Oh, God.
I am your host, as the opening told you, I am your host, the fantastic voice of WPW, the one, the only, Jason Halbert. Thank you.
I am your head of media productions. Oh, okay.
I've got my in studio. People just can't wait.
Just so we're clear, that's against the rules for COVID, right? Like, there's more than 10 people, I can hear it.
I'm in Missouri, so it's okay. I mean, apparently Missouri just does what they want. Joined, as always, by head senior official, WPW official Sherman Tank.
Ole. I do my job. I don't care.
Yeah, it's a common reaction to Tank.
Thank God there's only one of them. And joined by our third leg of the tripod, Shane Jones.
Crickets. Go ahead, do it.
You know what? They like you tonight. You took off the stupid overlay so people can see my name, so the crowd likes you tonight. That's what it is.
Trying to fix it. The executive producer had some demands. We had to try to meet it.
Yeah, I mean, 30 seconds before we went live, he throws a fit. I do this or I'm quitting, blah, blah, blah. Which, personally, I would have let him go. But it's just me.
Let's see here. Matty Exodus is on. Michael Lilly, he's good. John Boy from Sabotage Squad's on. And, our special guest finally has decided he wants to, get online. Johnny Rocco, former champion. We're going to discuss him in a little bit, I guess. Do we have to?
That was what was promised.
Damn it. Okay, I guess we will.
Family show.
What? I said nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong.
Debatable.
Anyway, no, someone says Shane is the man.
I mean,
don't. Why do you got to click on that? I mean, seriously, why?
Technically, he can shut you up at any minute. Like, literally, mid-sentence, just done.
Mute the mic.
That's because I don't want to do everything on the show, so I have to hand some of it off to you peons. I mean, it's real simple.
I mean, I don't really have to do anything but show up and be fun.
Funny looking, yes. Funny, I don't know about.
We'll see.
Why is there a glare?
Probably my head.
Oh,
probably is your
that definitely would be.
To be fair, I got a new PC, so I'm not real sure about the setup yet. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's a Mac user, so we got to give him time to actually learn how to use a computer.
No.
I know you've been working on your Twitch stuff and trying to get some stuff taken care of. I just want to say, first off, I'm going to be sincere and genuine right now and say, hey, you actually finally have a nice setup. You're not just holding your computer or your laptop or your phone or whatever the hell it was up to your face the entire time. So I'm glad you're using a stationary device.
Yeah, I have a nifty little setup. It took me a little while to get it all the way I wanted it, but I actually have a second monitor too, which is kind of fun. No,
it is real fun.
That is wrong. You know what? No. No.
Silly
man. Tank. We're going to give you a chance to give yourself a little plug here. Tell us about the Twitch channel. Tell us what it's about. Let everybody know.
So, thank you guys. So a couple weeks back, I started a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel, both called The Offensive Madman.
Not family friendly. Family friendly.
I was getting there. I was approached to do some stuff with WPW, which I want to talk to somebody about. It's probably going to have to be Halbert, and I hate that. But there's a possibility of that and some work there in the future. But yes, it is not family friendly. But I like to basically sit, play games, BS with whoever shows up. You can find that and on Facebook at The Offensive Madman. YouTube is also at the same link. Yeah, we just sit around, shoot it, and have some fun. I'm terrible, so if you come to that stream looking for somebody, fantastic at video games, you're doing it wrong. I'm just saying. I'm there to be entertaining, not to train you on how to play games.
So we're just watching you suck at video games, is what I'm hearing.
That and speak like a delinquent 19-year-old.
I mean, there are clips. There are clips on the Facebook page now. I actually have some good ones up of interactions that I've had with the chat, and they're fun. Like, that is where I shine. I feel like is interacting with the crowd. So I'm glad that there were some people. So that if you get the chance, check that out. Thank you guys for letting me plug it. Well, I say thank you because Halbert had nothing to do with that. Thank you, Shane, because you could shut him up long enough for me to do that.
Hey, I gave you your 30 seconds to plug your crap, so shut up.
Appreciate it. I mean, Michael is right. You definitely have a lot more free time to sit there and do nothing because, you got fired. That never gets old.
I got fired from one job, but I had to, you're seeing me more and more, so.
I know, and God, I'm already tired of it.
And
He's no longer the boss, but somehow we still have to hear him talk.
Hey, I'm the voice of WPW, so let's don't forget that.
Also, one of the voices in Gideon Morbid's head, from my understanding.
Whoa.
Yikes, how the hell, how'd I end up there?
I'm pretty sure it's illegal in like 13 states now. But I like John. John wins. I'm just throwing it. I mean,
let's see. Let's go back to Sabotage Squad wants a shot at the tag titles. Well, you got to show up. I mean, plain and simple.
I enjoy that. Thank you.
Mike Lilly sucks. Whatever. CJ Lewis, better. You know what? Yeah, but you're retired, so that's okay. I'm good with that. So,
Can't
say that.
That one's not appropriate.
We're gonna let that
one's not appropriate.
So anyway, let's. Where are we going here? Let's
talk about the TV taping coming up.
Let's hold on for 2 seconds here because I'm going to go a different route here because I can do that. I want to take a second because we screwed up on this last time, and I don't know why my cheat sheet keeps going away here, but we screwed up on this last time and waited till the very last minute to do it. So let's try it a little bit earlier this time. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors. They are the Duke and Duchess of Bling $5 jewelry. It's that paparazzi stuff. If you have a wife, girlfriend, whoever that shows up at our shows, I'm sorry you buy so much crap from, our vendors, but hey, they help us pay the bills. Cindy's Glamorous Nails, she's Color Street. She's the nail strip stuff, and Sarah Lopez with her Cincy stuff. If you're interested in getting a hold of any of them, shoot us a message on our Facebook page, and we will hook you up with where you need to go to buy their stuff, set up a Facebook party or whatever. I don't know, whatever the heck they do. So there you go. Now, you were saying something? The Voice. He lost the TV show because he's singing skills. So he went to W. Hey, you know what? You get enough liquid courage in me, and damn it, I am the voice of an angel.
I think I've had to suffer through that karaoke before. So
is it like
you've never been karaokeing with me?
Is it like a dying angel? Like
no, it's a great one. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Because damn it. I mean, if I were still in charge, I would book you, but I'm not in charge of. Dang.
I feel like that's a fair trade, and I'm okay with it.
Well, it's true. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure they'd get annihilated by my clients, the violators. So, I mean, it's okay. It really is
I feel like you said that wrong.
They would get annihilated by my clients, the violators.
I feel like you should have said they would get violated by your clients, the violators.
Whatever.
All right. Hey, we're going to talk about the upcoming TV taping for WPW Uprising.
So, yes, we do have a TV taping coming up, not this week, but the week after, on the 14th. Can you get tickets for that? Absolutely, you cannot get tickets for that. Why? Because that's going to be a studio show. And the only way to watch that is if you subscribe to our Patreon page. That is part of for the price of one ticket. It's our monthly membership there, and you get access to all of our shows, WPW Uprising, which is going to have all of our shows, lots of other goodies, maybe some private special interviews with WPW wrestlers, behind the scenes stuff.
I was worried where you were going with that for a second.
Yeah.
What? Family, get your mind out of the... Good God. I swear I'm stuck with 2 teenagers on this show.
Now, in all honesty, when he was CEO, he really did push for the Patreon page that we start taking inappropriate pictures and making them pay for higher levels to stop sending them.
I thought that was a great idea.
That was a pitch.
For $5 a month. For $5 a month, you get everything basic, and then we send you pictures of Tank. If you go $10 a month, we stop sending you pictures of Tank, and we go with pictures of Wapo.
Oh.
Eventually, if you get up there high enough, we'll threaten to send pictures of Shane. Hey. But that's higher up.
So, can I have a second, Shane?
You've already had too many seconds today.
No. So, you mentioned the taping on the 12th, and I am
14th.
14th. I apologize. I have my dates back up here, and it's because I'm not going to be there.
Yay!
So, if anybody watched the show last week, I essentially got threatened by Playboy, and I thought, as normal, he was full of hot air. Well, apparently, that is not completely accurate, as I received a package in the mail about 3 days ago, and I had probably 400 pages of crap, and I don't know how they came up with all of this. But essentially, what the bottom of it all said is, Playboy managed to get me banished from that particular event. I am going to fight it. I am there. Whatever the next show is, whenever the next show is, you can guarantee I'm going to be there. I don't care if I have to be there illegally. It's going to happen because you can't keep me back. And I'll make sure things are actually running smooth, whether you're there or not, Albert.
What do I got to do with it? I mean, I may have helped him out with all this, but I mean...
encouraged it. I can tell by that smug little look on your face.
Encouraged, assisted, threw my weight around. I mean, hey, whatever you... I mean, there's no proof I had anything to do with it.
So...
I mean, I did, but I mean, there's no proof that I had anything to do with it, and that's okay.
So yes, I will not have the pleasure of being there on the 12th.
So we might actually get a fair referee in all these matches that can call everything right down the middle. That's awesome. It's about time we actually,
You better hope he can get some stronger litigation in place, because I guarantee you, when we go again after this, good Lord, I may have drank too much. Then I will be there. So Playboy better have his dancing shoes on at that point, because if he gets in my face like he did last time, I won't hold back.
And you really wonder why you got banned from the event to begin with. When you're threatening, I mean, to assault one of our wrestlers, and you're not a wrestler yourself.
So first,
I can't imagine why you didn't. I can't imagine why you got banned.
So first he puts his hands.
And not to mention, hold on, and hey, dummy! I just want to remind you, all this is being recorded. So I mean, the board of directors obviously can hear everything you're saying here. So. Dig yourself in a deeper hole. Go ahead. I'll give you a minute.
So here's the thing. He puts his hands on me at the last show, threatens me last week. Now I don't get to be there, at the date of our show. So you can say what you want, but ultimately he's taken away my livelihood, and I got a problem with that. So I'm just saying, when we run again, I will be there. And I'll make sure things run right, because something tells me Lily's not going to call it down the middle.
All the sympathetic. You hear all the sympathy out there for you? There's none. Shut up. That's what you deserve it. So, it's one show. I pushed for more, but it was only one show.
All right. So, guys, as usual, running a little bit long here. We had a segment that we have planned, Fact or Fiction, where I read you guys a statement, and we discuss whether you think that statement has any part fact to it, or if it's completely fiction. We have a surprise guest tonight. We have our regularly scheduled guest of Johnny Rocco, and we have a surprise guest to bring on. So
I know who it is.
Well, of course you do, Mr. Executive Producer.
Of course.
So anyway, kind of related to this, I want to get into to fact or fiction, but we're going to do kind of a shortened version of it. The one I want to talk about right now is fact or fiction. Johnny Rocco will reform the Silver Mountain Mafia in WPW again 2021?
Absolutely not. The Silver Mountain Mafia was just a horrible group that was put together at the spur of the moment with a ragtag bunch of just, oh, who can I find? Who can I find? Oh, I need a friend. And just, no. Silver Mountain Mafia is dead, thank God.
I want to disagree with Albert, but I don't agree with why, but I do disagree that it is going to happen. I do think that's fiction. Too many things have been in play at this point. I don't think that if he does, it won't be the same. So I don't think he tries to pull that trigger twice.
Here's the thing. A lot changes when you become the WPW champion, which Johnny Rocco did back in February. Mm-hmm. The target gets put on your back. And even those who you think are your friends want that prize. Ask Playboy. I mean, we talked last week about how PYT, even though they're denying it, they're talking about how they have tension in the group with Reed Rain holding the title and Playboy saying that he's the number one person in the group. So, Johnny Rocco was the champion. And at the same time, they welcomed a man by the name of Sid Holland into the group. And immediately, Sid Holland was the winner of the Grand Brawl and had a title shot that got turned into a multiple person title match because of the way COVID has definitely hit the business, and things went downhill quickly. But on the other side, the Silver Mountain Mafia still has members. You still have Uriah.
When was the last time you saw Uriah when he wasn't sitting at a bar? When was the last time you saw Lance Ronan?
That's a good question. Where were they? Does Johnny Rocco still have this backup? We know that Deacon Kane has retired from professional wrestling, and he's no longer out there at Johnny Rocco's side. But I think what you guys are dismissing here is that the Silver Mountain Mafia was more than just the faction that you saw in WPW. There's Silver Mountain Mafia factions in Kansas City, in Oklahoma, in Colorado. It's a nationwide group. So my question is, I don't think it's a matter. I think there's fact here. I think it's not a matter of if Johnny Rocco will bring the Silver Mountain Mafia back. It's just a matter of when.
I mean, that's like the reboot of Saved by the Bell. You just don't do it. I mean, it was good the first time around. Why are you going to try to bring it back? It's never going to be anywhere near as good. And you really think he's going to be able to trust those people? I mean, really?
So if you go that route, let me ask you guys this. If he were to reform the Silver Mountain Mafia, who do you think fits into this, as Halbert so eloquently put it, ragtag group of individuals?
They're so backwoods, even the banjo guy from Deliverance thinks they're weird. Yes, they are very backwoods.
Hey, you know what? That
Kane was the epitome of that.
So I got some feedback that I have some issues with my mic. I apologize for that. Ran into some equipment issues. Tried to use something different today. We'll try to get that fixed up for next week.
The important thing is you can hear my voice loud and clear. So we're good there.
No.
Anyway, so what were you saying? Who fits into this group?
Who do you think fits into this group of ragtag individuals?
Well, let's see. Let's look at who's useless right now, because that's about who
people that would team up with Rocco.
I got the Violators, and I'm working on a few other things, so I've got plenty of stuff to do.
Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and use this as a way to jump right into it. We want to talk about the Silver Mountain Mafia, who could be in it, what could happen with it. There's no better person to answer those questions than the source. Guys, let's go ahead and bring in the former champion himself, Johnny Rocco.
Thank you.
I love that.
Welcome, Johnny.
First off, hold on. Rocco, I just want to point out, I don't like you, can't really stand you. However, the beard, fantastic beard. Fantastic beard.
Your beard's a winner.
Yeah, I've been working on this. This is a family beard. It's passed down to me generation after generation. Much like the Silver Mountain Mafia was passed down to me. Yeah, I can hear me and you now. I can't hear me with two earbuds in.
All right. So how you been doing, Johnny? It's been a few weeks since the show, since you lost your title in that 4-way match. How are things going?
Well, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I've taken this time, this downtime in COVID, to start a different kind of training. It was in your flyer here for this show. I had my boxing gloves on. I've been training in Muay Thai, and then not only just last night, I was doing some jiu-jitsu rolling around. I'm going to be a whole different monster coming back into that ring.
Now, have I heard the rumor correct that you're going to be doing some what they call shoot fighting, some different mixed martial arts type bouts?
Yeah. It's just in me to want to be competitive, and right now I'm in the training process of making sure that my fight IQ is where it needs to be, and we'll see. I don't think anybody could deny me if I'm dominating in two sports, or if I'm at least doing well in two sports.
That's something I never thought I'd ever hear. Johnny Rocco and high IQ in the same sentence.
I got one of the highest IQs in the business. I would guarantee that.
Yeah, sort of like you put together one hell of a group. Let me tell you, they had your back.
I don't remember you complaining about them a few months back when they were doing things the way that you would approve of them doing.
Yeah. Mafia
was the most dominant faction. In fact, that there was kind of a clash there with PYT on just who was more dominant, Silver Mountain Mafia or PYT. Obviously, Johnny Rocco came out on top with that one.
Really? Because PYT is still standing.
So I guess that brings us to the question. Johnny, what is the status of the Silver Mountain Mafia right now?
The Silver Mountain Mafia is vast. Sid, he thinks he's ready for leadership, but he doesn't even understand the hierarchy of it. There are 3 leaders at any one time in the Silver Mountain Mafia. That's how my granddaddy made it. That's how his granddaddy had it, and that's how their granddaddy had it. That's how it's always been. This is just how a family business. I have factions from here to the West Coast, to the East Coast. It's all family related. Now, I know we've lost Deacon Kane, but my strongest ally in the Silver Mountain Mafia is my dear brother, the Marksman. And tell me, you don't want me bringing that man to WPW. He will tear every single one of them up. He is a stiff man to work with.
I'm familiar with the Marksman. I've seen his work. He is a very large, muscular man, and he is a beast in the ring. I've seen him hurt people in there.
Yeah, he is no joke, and he is a very technical man. He looks up to guys like Bret Hart, and is very technical wrestlers. He will hurt you more ways than you can think of. I've actually had the displeasure of wrestling him very recently, and it was not fun.
A big man with a background of Bret Hart, that sounds like a scary combination.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, I want to break away from asking you about the Silver Mountain Mafia. We'll definitely come back to that in just a minute. But you've had, like you said, you've been into doing the mixed martial arts. You've been doing the Muay Thai, all of the jiu-jitsu. You also have another venture that you've been involved with that I'd like to talk about a little bit, and that would be Gladius Wrestling. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Gladius Wrestling is kind of like our the workers' revolution in wrestling. I'm kind of like the owner. I own it, but I handed away all the reins, all the control to other workers. I provided a framework of rules to play by, and whatever develops organically develops. I mean, it's what it should be, how it is, and we had some interesting things happen. We had a monster that I still have to figure out where it came from, crawl out from underneath of our ring and destroy 2 very well trained men and a tag team of Anarchy. You might actually want to have Anarchy out at WPW. Those guys are pretty solid.
Good. So we're hoping everything's going really well with Gladius.
When's your? Do you have an idea of when your next show is? Because that might be something to check out. I'm looking to expand my client portfolio.
Well, the problem with everything right now with Gladius is it made it really really difficult for us to have this last show. We were supposed to have a show on November the 1st. and it was going to be a safe trick-or-treating event. And there was a recent flare-up of COVID, and actually we had a few roster members and everybody either A, be exposed, or B, test positive. And I might feel the way I do about the pandemic, but I still want to be considerate of other people. So with that being said, we have postponed it until further notice. It gives us time to pull back and make sure that everything is a well-oiled machine. We're considering that first show like a pilot run, and it was successful.
Good deal. You know, I think you mentioned it. I think that's the biggest heel in professional wrestling today is COVID. Nothing has done more damage to this business, shutting shows down, not allowing public gatherings. This is a business and an entertainment based on people gathering to be entertained by those wrestlers in the ring, and it has completely paralyzed what all of us are able to do. I know it's been just something we've all had to deal with, and we're hoping to get through here as soon as possible. All right.
I just want to go back here. Well, you were talking about the Silver Mountain Mafia being a family thing and blah, blah, blah. What you forgot to mention is the family tree, it just never forks. It's like one straight up and down line, isn't it? That's what I hear. It just doesn't fork.
Well, that's a strong lineage, isn't it?
Johnny, could you tell us a little bit about the origins of the Silver Mountain Mafia? At least what you could tell us that won't get people indicted.
Right. So my family came here. We were displaced. We were the painted men out in the Scotland and Ireland. They call us the Picts, right? So that's our family history. We moved to the Appalachian Mountains because it was a lot like Scotland. That's what they say. And and Wales and all that, those places like that. So they moved and they settled in Appalachia where they could be free, and they grew up. They raised up with the other Native Americans in that area, but it came into this, nature of everybody was gunning for us. The South was gunning for us. The North was gunning for us. Nobody liked us being there. The Brits were gunning for us. Nobody liked us being there. So we had to look out for ourselves. That's how it was made. That's the Silver Mountain Mafia. It was families looking after families. And, a lot of times the government officials would go up in those hills and they didn't come back out. So my family was, they ran the Black Hills of Tennessee. That's going to be, the east.
Am I being presumptuous that at some point there might have been some moonshine involved with the Silver Mountain Mafia?
It's all, that's a means to an end, all that moonshine. That's how you pay for those guns, and that's how you afford to have that war. We were just poor people. As poor people, that's the only way to make a buck was to make alcohol, and of course they have the prohibition, and they want to make it illegal. So that's how that all went down.
So you end up taking that same mentality and bringing it into professional wrestling, and
absolutely
dominated everywhere you went with it. Just almost a horrifying ideology. I mean, I saw you go out there and just do some things to Cody Wilson when you were fighting with him over the U.S. title. That
I think I did a federal crime in that ring with Cody Wilson.
I believe at one point you waterboarded him.
Yeah, I did. I believe that is a federal offense, but that's neither here nor there.
That was terrifying.
And I'm pretty positive that's probably the only time that's ever happened around here, especially in a wrestling ring.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, you rule through terror, and you maintain it through force, and that's what we do. So Cody could have ruled with us, and he decided not to. So we have to make our force known. And that's what we did.
But then you think you surround yourself with buddies that are gonna have your back and are gonna assist you in protecting that world title. But
now see, that's why escapes me.
What happened over the summer?
Men like me are different. Soft men like you don't understand the dark parts of the world. So, you see, there's not a whole lot of making sense of this world. It's like birds flying in the sky, the bird, there's a lot that bird don't know. And, it doesn't change the fact that the world is changing around him just the same. I could pick that bird out of the sky. You know what I mean? So in my world, I grew up I had to grow up in the city, being a stupid kid from the sticks. I had people stab me back all the time. So you take a little bit of that street mentality and you bring in that hardened country boy, hard nosed attitude. I'm the city hardened hillbilly. I'm not worried about no Sid stabbing me in the back. If I was going to be worried about anybody, I would have been worried about Jake Prater stabbing me in the back. That's a tank. You know, Sid doesn't even understand the hierarchy of how to climb in the Silver Mountain Mafia. He doesn't understand how to become on that top echelon.
Really? Because he saw an opportunity and he took his shot.
I think let's explain to everybody what you're talking about here. Over the summer, we got some video clips in that Johnny was assaulted in his gym, and we didn't know who did it. And it comes to find out that it was your Silver Mountain Mafia teammate, Sid Holland.
Yes, it was. And per the rules, that's all legal amongst us. That's a family deal. They don't involve none of you. I mean, it might involve the title, I suppose. But that's a family deal. He wins the championship, you know, it stays in the family. You know, his little clique will run. Him and Jake, I guess, are a tag team. You know, they're both Silver Mountain Mafia. You know,
well,
you
got some questions.
Silver Mountain Mafia.
Johnny, we have a surprise guest here to join us tonight to answer some of those questions that you have. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sid Holland.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, fellas.
Oh,
hey, boss. Glad you could accept the last minute invite. Oh,
Sid,
fantastic! Now that you're here.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt had a love child. There's Sid Holland.
You're damn right.
How you doing, brother?
You're damn right. Hey, real quick, I just want to throw it out there that Moonshine may have been involved in the lineage of Silver Mountain Mafia, but I'm pretty sure that there was some inbreeding there too. So I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying things are a little mixed up.
Only on your mama's side.
All right, guys, come on.
All right, so Sid,
calm down.
You know, let's go back to February. Johnny Rocco defeats Playboy Double H to win the WPW champion. Win the Grand Brawl. You two join forces. You reveal to the world that you are a member of the Silver Mountain Mafia. Then COVID hits. The wrestling world shuts down. WPW is unable to run live shows for several months. What's going through your mind? What's your motivation? What's happening over that time?
Well, first of all, let's not neglect the fact that Johnny Rocco would not have won the championship that night had not it been for my input in that match.
Truth.
There was a lot of hands at play, and as soon as my hands got involved in that match, that championship changed hands. So let's not forget that. Okay, that tiny little detail right there. Rocco would have never have won that WPW championship had not it been for me. So what I'm sitting at home thinking is how I'm the guy. I'm the man. Johnny Rocco is the guy who lived in my spotlight because I said that he could. He hired me to be, a hired hand. I was a kept secret. I was a part of the Silver Mountain Mafia for a very long time, and Johnny Rocco wanted me pushed to the sidelines, pushed a little farther back. Not yet, kid. It's not your time yet. No, I don't think it's your time quite yet. I got a little sick of waiting. And I told him I was going to pull the trigger. But conveniently, Rocco decided that the night that we're going to pull the trigger on my reveal is the night that he's going for the WPW championship. Now, ain't that a coincidence?
Yeah.
So you asked me what's going through my mind while I'm sitting at home and COVID is running around. I'm sitting on my butt at my house thinking about how Johnny Rocco has left me to only use me whenever he feels like he wants to.
So, hold on. You feel used even though you had earned a shot at the WPW Heavyweight Championship. Rocco had it, and it could have been a friendly rivalry, but instead you took it into your own hands to attack him. So why is that? Why not just let that family rivalry, as Rocco put it, come to a head, as opposed to just essentially, putting the knife in his back?
Well, let's face it, okay? First things first, I was never meant to be the guy to win that battle royal. I was never supposed to win. Rocco never counted on me to win that thing. The only thing that he wanted assurance was that he would no longer have to worry about anybody from that stupid little PYT group. He wanted to make sure that they weren't going to be any thorn in his side anymore. My job was to make sure that they were all taken out of that battle royal. It was never win, Sid. Win at all costs. You go out there and you win. Me winning was not part of the plan.
So, but that doesn't. So just because that wasn't part of the plan, you managed to win. So why not essentially abide by the system and, take the match as it comes? Why take out Rocco and try to gain that unfair advantage? I don't understand the mindset that leads you to that point.
At that time, we didn't know when another show was going to be, you moron.
Absolutely.
So why wait indefinitely when he could just take a shot right then and remind him, hey, guess what? Hey, the guy you didn't want to, bring out, the guy that you kept secret for months and months and months, hey, I'm here and it's my time now.
But he does this, he attacks him, and now neither one of them have the title.
Oh, and that's even better.
Exactly what Halbert just said. Exactly what he just said. It's that simple. Johnny Rocco doesn't start growing his beard out until I say it's cool. Johnny Rocco doesn't start training MMA, Muay Thai, and Jiu-Jitsu until he realizes that Sid Holland is a problem. Johnny Rocco wants to start getting himself in shape. He wants to do my pose so bad in his pictures too. He wants to be just like Sid Holland. So I showed up at Rocco's house and I planted my fist right on his jaw. He didn't see it coming, that's on him. But I planted this big old hand right on his jaw and he took a nap. And for weeks, maybe I did mess around. I played a little bit and said it wasn't me. I had fun at Rocco's expense. But at the end of the day, this is a little bit of a family matter. The problem is, Johnny Rocco has been the guy in Silver Mountain Mafia that everybody surrounded and protected the whole entire time. That's why the Silver Mountain Mafia is falling apart. Not because Johnny Rocco says it's time for us all to kind of go our own separate ways or COVID or any of that. It's because when I became a member of the Mafia, I reminded everybody, your job is what? Protect Johnny Rocco? Why not worry about what your future is? And that's why I'm the man to take over the Silver Mountain Mafia.
Johnny, would you like to respond to any of that?
Sid, I think you ought to count your teeth before you run a foul mouth at me like that ever again.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And you, Jason Halbert, I don't know, but I'm willing to bet that you could be one of Trump's lawyers with the way you're trying to spin evilness all the damn time.
I just call it like I see it, buddy.
And here's the deal. If Sid wanted to make bones about that championship and do something, he could have done something other than punch me and then run away. He did not wait for me to wake up. He ran after he hit me. He knows, had I waken up, he would have learned why people surround me, because they need protection from things that they deem are bad. They come to somebody who's worse. That's me. And then I hire people who are less worse. That would be you.
Oh, so you're saying that I'm less worse. I'm the guy who has literally told everybody in the Mafia that they deserve better than a leader who only thinks about himself. And as soon as everybody realized how self-absorbed you are, Rocco, and it proves itself in that fatal four-way that we had. I had that match at hand 2 different times. Reigns was going to tap out. He was going to tap out to my crossface, and you come in there and pull me off. And then guess what? Also, Rocco, while we're on the subject, it was my F5 that beat you, Rocco. You were pinned by Reigns because of my F5.
Well, once again, you got an F5 because you waited for my back to be turned like a coward, like you are. Which is also one of the reasons why I hired you is because you are a backstabbing coward that nobody can trust, and I can trust you to do the wrong thing when I needed you to do it.
You know what I couldn't understand. Go ahead.
From what I remember, Rocco, the day that you brought me into the Silver Mountain Mafia, you said you needed a hitman, a mercenary, somebody that you could always trust to get his hands dirty and do the bloody thing. When I turn around and do it to you, you want to cry that I'm a coward? Shame on you.
You know, and the funny thing here is, Sid, is that before you came on, Johnny Rocco did that kind of stuff all the time, and it was never oh, I'm a bad guy, look what I'm going to do. It was, oh, I just did what I needed to do. And now you do it to him, and now all of a sudden it's a problem, he's a coward.
Well, yeah.
Pick a side here, Rocco. Pick a side. Come on.
Well, you know, the big problem that I had with that match is obviously Playboy Double H and Reed Rain, they're going to work as a team. PYT is a cohesive unit. It was very obvious that Reed Rain was out there to try to help Johnny Rocco, or not Johnny, but to help Playboy Double H win that title. Now, it didn't work out. The opportunity presented itself, and Reed Rain took the opportunity and he won. But that opportunity was only there because the Silver Mountain Mafia couldn't work as a cohesive unit. They couldn't work together to watch each other's back.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when that match started, didn't Rocco immediately go after Sid Holland anyway? So wouldn't a smart thing to have been, let's put our differences aside for 5 minutes and let's go after PYT because they're a cohesive unit. But no, you, Johnny Rocco, the leader of the Silver Mountain Mafia, couldn't wait to get your hands on Sid Holland, so you went right after him. What did Playboy and Reed Rain do? They sat back and watched you try to destroy him. Which didn't work, by the way.
What kind of asinine thing is that to say? They had already won the match. The point of attacking them was over. My point was with
at the start of the match. You thought you had that. You didn't have enough confidence to even think you were going to go into that match and retain the title. That's great thinking from the leader of the Silver Mountain Mafia.
Hold on, they'd already pinned me. The match was over. They had already pinned me. Is what I'm saying.
I know you've gotten hit in your head a few too many times. I'm talking at the very beginning of the match. You went right after Sid Holland,
and he did.
We was talking. That's family business.
Talking with your fist while the other two guys that you got to worry about were back there just watching you two go at each other?
But do you blame him?
Who didn't lay no blows that I remember?
Do you blame him? He was trying to get payback for Holland attacking him. What do you expect? If somebody punches you in the face, are you not going to retaliate?
I'm smart enough not to get punched in the face.
He cost me my championship. That's how he got his revenge, is by costing me what should be mine.
And see, that's the problem with you, Sid. You think everything is yours. You think everything should be yours. You are entitled. Just like that.
You know why it's mine? It's mine because I say it's mine.
But you say Rocco cost you the title, but if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it Reed that threw you out of the match and covered Rocco? So realistically,
no. Why don't you shut up for a second there, Chrome Dome? Listen to what I'm actually saying. Listen to what I'm actually saying here. I had Reed Rains in a crossface, dead to rights. His little boyfriend, Playboy, got in the ring and was trying to make sure he wasn't tapping out. Guess what I was trying to do? Kick Playboy dead in his head so I could get him out of the way so Reigns could continue the tap out that Playboy was desperately stopping him from doing. When Johnny Rocco interfered, got in that match, and pulled me off of it.
So he defended his title, but that makes him the bad guy.
That makes him selfish. That makes him selfish because he said, keep it in the family, which is exactly why I'm pretty sure that moonshine and incest were the two things that... But anyway, I digress, okay? He said, keep it in the family as long as the championship stays in the family. And then the selfish bastard ruins my moment.
The family, my family. You ain't.
So you're right there. You're right there. You admit that he was never really a part of the Silver Mountain Mafia, really ever a part of your family. You right there just admitted it.
That's only because I'm seen as nothing more than a grunt to him. I'm nothing but a grunt to him.
Exactly. You are a soldier. You were paid. You are Silver Mountain Mafia. You are. You could ascend to those leadership ranks, but you're blind. All you can see is yourself. You can't even see your partner. You can't even see your partner, Jake. Sid.
But the problem is,
that man sitting right.
The problem is that this monster has a brain. This beast has a thought that's more coherent than anything you could think of. You didn't lead the Silver Mountain Mafia. You basically paraded around a bunch of guys to have your back. That's all you did. That's all it was, Rocco. You paraded around a bunch of guys just to have your back. I'm the one telling them, you guys can be something too. Rocco's not the only one. You're selfish, Rocco. Admit it. Admit you're selfish.
But that's the definition of the mafia.
That's the name of the game, Sid, is to be selfish. Just a little bit. Hey, you're the only other man that stepped up. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying the other guys are just drones? Are you talking like that about your own man, Jake, your tag team partner you got to trust? Are you saying that
what's funny?
A drone that followed me
Jake
around?
has such a great mind, and you never even gave Jake a chance to express that. I did. And when I found out that Jake and I see a lot alike, I decided, hey, it's time for a team-up.
So, Sid. You guys mentioned Jake Prater, your tag team partner. Jake, the Mountain Man, was backup to Johnny Rocco for quite a while, and then all of a sudden, he just wasn't there at WPW shows for quite a while. Are you saying that this is somehow that Rocco benched him, sat him on the sidelines, had something to do with him not?
Absolutely 100% correct. Because Jake Prater wanted to go places. He wanted to do things. He had ideas. And what did Johnny Rocco do? He told him, not now, grunt, and sat him on the sidelines like he did everybody else. And Jake Prater got tired of sitting on those sidelines, and me, listened.
Have you ever seen the movie Talladega Nights? I'm sure everyone here has seen the movie Talladega Nights, right?
Why is that relevant?
And it was a great movie. And the one time where Kyle Naughton tells Ricky Bobby, hey, what about me? When can I win one? And then Ricky Bobby immediately goes, well, no, you can't win because then I wouldn't win. That is Johnny Rocco's mentality. That's how he tried to handle the Silver Mountain Mafia the whole time. Jake Prater's like, hey, what about me? I think I deserve a little bit of the spotlight. Johnny Rocco, oh, no, we can't do that. I'm going to need you to just hang out and back for the night now.
Now, wait a minute. You talk about him setting Jake on the sidelines. If I'm not mistaken, he supposedly sits Jake on the sidelines, but who steps into Jake's spot? Was that not you, Sid? Did you not fill that void that Jake left behind? So theoretically, didn't you know what you were walking into from the word go?
Not exactly. Let me tell you why. Because it wasn't given to me the full story. All I knew is I need somebody, a hired hand, a man who's not afraid to get dirty down in the mud and get blood and filth on him. And I said, I'm perfect.
And he probably promised you the world for doing this too, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
But you knew.
And then I realized how many other people he's chewed up and spit out. And I said to myself, I will not become one of those people.
But you did.
I read a quote somewhere, and I think it fits the situation. The only difference between a billionaire, or in this case, a backwoods mafia, and a prison inmate is money and opportunity. And I think Johnny had the opportunity and the means to get to where he needed to go, and people are upset about it.
Exactly. Now it's just going to come back to bite him in the ass.
You look at some of the greats, and all of them got hated. Hulk Hogan still hated, and he was one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Did
you really just compare yourself to Hulk Hogan? Are you freaking kidding me?
I can do that if I want. Let's see. Let's.
You're more delusional than anyone here thought.
No, I agree with that.
You show up and you have a faction. Like, I'm not saying I'm like on his level. I'm just saying, I can be hated because I'm better than him, and by that scale, you will hate me.
You are not better than me, Rocco. You got pinned by my move. You are scared of me, Rocco. That's all that it is. Go back to your gym. Do a few more poses, Rocco. Look at that. I haven't worked out in 2-3 weeks, and look at this. Look at that. You have to go to your gym every night to feel special. You have to lift your little weights. You got to pump real hard. You got to do your little poses so that you feel special, Rocco.
To you, it's a pose. And that was one thing I wanted to bring up. He used the word, he steals my poses. To me, It's raw aggression. I was training. To you, it is opposed because you are a poser. I'm the real deal. This is who I am.
Look above you in this chat. All three of these men that are sitting here, they all know that you're phony. Every one of them. Your world is starting to crash down around you, Rocco. It's crashing down around you. The mafia is coming with me.
Look above me in my chair. I got champions right there, and they believe in me. Well, I believe in them. I don't care what you say. There's nothing that you can do that's ever going to stop me or disturb me. I will win. I always win, one way or another. You could get a pinfall, but I'm going to get you in the end. You're not going to get out of there happy.
So, guys, you get if the board of WPW comes to you and offers you a blank contract, you get to fill in the name of your opponent. Who's your next match?
Well, my next match is a one-on-one match with Reed Reigns for a championship opportunity that I deserve. Because I deserve my fair shot, my one-on-one.
I can agree with that. I hate to admit it, but I can agree. And I said it last week. I do think you do deserve a one-on-one match. You did earn it.
That's right. I do. I earned that. I earned it.
You know,
you want.
I don't admit when I'm wrong very often. But making that a fatal four-way match may not have been the best idea. Now that I've actually had a chance to sit down and talk with Sid Holland a little bit, I'm going to apologize for taking that opportunity away from you. And if I were still CEO, I would make that match right now.
What happened, Jason? Well, how come you're not CEO anymore? Did I miss something?
Oh,
can somebody tell me what happened?
Bigger fish to fry.
Oh, if we need to recap that, that would be a You're Fired match with Xavier Frost that Jason Halbert lost.
Handedly.
Oh, you lost.
Yeah, go figure. The guy that's been wrestling for 45 years beats the guy that isn't a wrestler.
I believe that Jason's official record is now 0-2.
I think it's right, yeah.
The wrestling ring.
0-1.
That's correct.
0-2. Maybe he'll figure out how to do his hand wraps next time, too.
Technically 0-2.5.
Maybe he'll go 0-3, but closer this time.
No.
So, Johnny, same question. You have that open contract. You get to choose your next opponent in the WPW ring. Who is it?
Well, I'm not a greedy man. Now, I might be a selfish man, but I ain't no greedy man. And I have no need to go after that world championship right now because it's inevitable.
Because he has no shot.
I want Sid Holland
exactly.
in the match.
Oh, so you want to get your ass kicked one-on-one by Sid Holland? But of course, you know he's going to have the mafia behind him, though. You know that, right?
So he can get pinned from my F5 by me.
So here's what I'm seeing though. Sid, you're going out here, you're talking that Johnny is greedy, that he's all about himself, that he just wants to put himself in the top spot. Yet, when posed the question, choose your next opponent, he wants to take care of business. He wants you in the ring. You want the title match. You want to put the gold on yourself. So who's more self-centered here?
Yeah.
Well, listen, let me show you exactly why I'm self-centered here, okay? Let me show you exactly why. Here we go. First of all, there's my dog down here, okay? Say hi. But hanging right up here on this wall, you see that? Right there? That is what I won back in February. I did that, and I had no idea how much that was going to mean to me. William J. Tolley hangs right there on my wall. So I started something, and in his name, I want to finish it. When I am done, Rocco can climb right back up that ladder, but I'm the man in line. I'm the man in line for a title shot in the name of Tolley. So when Rocco decides to climb back up the ladder, the mountain, whatever the hell it may be that he wants to climb up, when I'm sitting there holding my championship that I rightfully deserve, he wants to come back up, he can challenge me for it and get in line like I had to do and fight for it.
Rocco, response?
Sid, I want to fight you before we even get to that title. I mean, that title's inevitable. It will come back to me. You are right. It will come back to me. bedtime. All right. Gentlemen, it is bedtime.
All right, so I think Rocco's having a few issues here. Guys, these guys are giving up their time with their families to join us and to help us out here with our show, so we appreciate that. Sometimes those things are going to happen.
Now, hold on. I'm gonna hit a couple things here in the chat. Go up one. Uriah posts in the chat. I'll be at the next show. You'll know my intentions on that day. Sid, have you been in contact with Uriah or Lance or hell, even Deacon? Have you been in contact with them? Do you already know what Uriah's intentions are?
Listen, let me just tell you straight up, okay? Let me just clear the air. When I told you that Johnny Rocco brought me into the Silver Mountain Mafia, and when I started realizing that this was not a family, as he claims it is, but this is rather him and a group of guys surrounding him in his little bubble to make sure that he's safe and tucked in real nice and neat every night, I meant it. When I became a part of this group, I started talking to everybody, and I realized that they're nobody but grunts. And I started telling them that they can be better, they can do better. Are they listening to me? Maybe. Am I in contact with them? Probably. Most likely. Is Johnny going to be the target real soon? Maybe. Or maybe Johnny should just do the right thing and pass over the reins of the Mafia to me. You still have a nice, comfortable little spot in the Mafia, Johnny. We realize that you are one of the founding fathers. You will always be accepted. Always. But
you got to ascend.
Are not at the peak anymore.
You have got to ascend to that level. Sid, like I said before, you don't even understand how it works. You think I am the hierarchy. You think I am the king of the Silver Mountain Mafia. I am not. My brother is my equal counterpart. Deacon Kane was the other equal. It was a trio. You could have easily just stepped right up in there. All you had to do was not punch me in the back. And you punched me in the back of the head. You could have easily stepped into a leadership role and done whatever you wanted anywhere else other than WPW.
Could step into a leadership role. I'm pretty sure he is doing that right now.
Exactly.
I'm just kind of wondering, if you two meet in the ring, what role will the Silver Mountain Mafia play? What will Uriah do? What will Lance Ronan do? Will Deacon Kane come back? Will we see the Marksman? Will we see one of the many? What will Prater do?
You want to know what they're going to do? Shane, you want to know what they're going to do? The right thing.
Yeah. We're fighting for leadership. The rules state, because Sid doesn't understand the rules, never took time to read the rules. Somebody wants a challenge for leadership. Everybody else is to stand down, including other members of leadership.
Hello, McFly. This is not some made-up hierarchy of rules in some imaginary rule book. This is the real world. That's what the difference between you and Sid Holland are. He's living in the real world. You're living in this backwoods made-up crap. So, obviously, one of you guys, one of these things is not like the other, and you continue to live in your fantasy world. Who cares what your hierarchy is in your imaginary rule book? You know what? He saw an opportunity, and he took it. You can't fault the man for doing what he thinks is best at that moment in time, which, in my opinion, that was the best damn thing he's ever done in his career.
Right. Well, I think there's a difference between looking at the forest and looking at the trees. A lot of people don't take a second to stop and look at the belly of the beast that they're dealing with, and that's the problem with Sid Holland. He had no idea what he was dealing with. Like he said, he took a job knowing what he was getting into, and then he wants to complain about it afterwards. There is my world, and then there's your world. Okay, so just so you know, Jason Halbert, you exist in a bubble of a world. All right, I exist in the dark corners around that world where bad things happen.
Right. Sure you do. When you come to reality, you just snap out of your little fantasy world. Give me a call. We'll talk. We'll talk how the things in the real world work, buddy.
All right. Well, I think you know how things in the real world work. I think Xavier Frost gave you a real good example of how things in the real world work when you run your mouth like you've been doing to me all night long.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, go away because he couldn't get the job done. I'm still here, buddy. Do I have the same role? No, because he's the idiot that thought I only had 2 contracts in the company. When really, I've got more that you don't even know of, that Shane doesn't know of, Tank doesn't know of. There's only a few people in this world that know how many contracts I have with WPW. It's me and the board. So you keep running your mouth. You put your hands on me. You see what happens, buddy.
Hey, you know what? I would change that. I may not write Sid's name on that match form. I would write Jason Halbert's name on that match.
Oh, so another big bad wrestler wants to go ahead and fight a non-wrestler.
I would give you a match that you could turn into WWE and get a job, and then you can get yourself out of eating hot dogs for a living.
Eating hot dogs, right, buddy? Okay.
All right, gentlemen, you got one last opportunity to say something to the fans of World Powerhouse Wrestling. What's the last statement you'd like to make?
Go ahead, Rocco. Have your moment. Selfish.
Well, I guess that's what Sid has to say. WPW, I want you to buckle up because 2021 is going to get crazy. I've got a lot of surprises in store for all of you. Now, I know I lost Deacon Kane, but I got some other family that's itching to come to WPW. Some faces you may not have ever seen there before. So stay tuned.
All right, Sid, respond.
My response to that is quite simple. These WPW fans, for some reason, they decided to have my back. They decided that I was somebody that they were going to like, that I'm somebody that they're going to get behind. And they showed that support the night that I won that Battle Royal when they cheered loud as hell for me after I dumped Playboy over that top rope. So my response is, you guys were there for me. I will not let you down. I promise. Injustices that have been running rampant like this man over here will not go unpunished anymore. Some of you may still think that I'm the bad guy, but I promise you I'm not the selfish one here. So just wait. All I can say is wait.
All right.
You're going to be waiting your whole life.
All right. Well, as much as I would love to continue having this battle of wits, especially with Johnny Rocco because he's unarmed, we do need to call it a night. So, gentlemen, and I use that term very loosely with Johnny Rocco, thanks for coming on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. Sid, can't wait to have you on again. Johnny Rocco, I hope to never see you on the show ever again as long as I live because we are all we are all a lot dumber for having to listen to you in your fantasy world, buddy.
I appreciate you for being on, Johnny.
MD's a nasty thing. He's a nasty thing, and so is Halbert. He's a nasty thing too.
All right,
love you guys, Shane. You're good. You're good people.
All right, WPW World. We are going to call it a night. We'll be on again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. So. Once again, I am your host, the voice of WPW, Jason Halbert, signing off. We'll go this way this time. Chrome Dome.
Head referee of WPW, Sherman Tank. You guys have a good night.
And guy that we don't know exactly what you do in the company.
I'm head of media relations, Shane Jones, and I just want to say thank you guys again. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us tonight, and have a great night.
For our guests, we will see you next week. Toodles!